Hey everyone, this is me, Ken, and that is Jeremy over there. We are missing Bandana Gamer, aka John. I guess the aka would be Bandana Gamer, and his name is John. Whatever may be. We are going to be talking today, King of the Ring. Let's throw out some info right away. The need to know. Just go for it, Jeremy. Tell me, what do I need to know about King of the Ring to start with?
So the first thing you need to know about King of the Ring, because I know that when it's time for PLEs, I often spend a lot of time searching for exactly when I can watch it and that kind of thing.
Right.
It is May 25th. It's taking place in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. At the Jeddah Superdome. And you can watch it at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's what time you can log into Peacock and check it out.
1 p.m.
And so,
okay. So basically the same time as Backlash, even though Backlash was France.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So convenient. It was a perfect time to host a watch party on a Saturday. But we also got news, not to take us too far from where we plan to go with this episode, but we also recently got news that WWE plans to bring PLEs back to Sundays, which I was a little bummed up about a little bit.
Wait. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Dana White was saying so recently in an interview.
Dana White, the head of UFC?
Yeah, he mentioned it recently in an interview.
Oh, yeah, it's competition, isn't it? It's competition. Because
I don't know. I didn't see it. As a matter of fact, in pre-production, we need to fact check this. But I saw Dana White say,
we're spreading this information. False news.
If we end up not taking it out of the podcast, then it ended up being true. We did
my gosh,
we did our due diligence in post.
I hope this is false news, because I really do enjoy Saturday podcasts.
I love PLEs on Saturdays. I love PLEs on I love PLEs on Saturdays. It's perfect. You don't have to worry about staying up too long and now I have to go to work on Sunday.
Right.
Or Monday for that matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing you got to worry about is if you are a churchgoer, but then church, is usually kind of later anyways. And I'm really not, so it doesn't even affect me. But this would be really, man. Because I remember as a kid, all right, so I'm a kid, and SummerSlam would always be the night before school started. And I would always be like, man, I just wish it was on Saturday. So I could,
Right. And so I hope that ends up not being, even if it is true, even if he really did say it, I hope that they don't end up going in that direction. Because I don't know, they're perfect right now.
They should move UFC, because UFC is more adults and there's more kids that watch WWE.
Oh, and that's what you meant by its competition, having both of them on Saturday.
Yeah, because
and works against TKO as a whole.
And now TKO owns both, so they're trying to be okay, how can we not step on each other's toes? Before it didn't matter. They could be competitors, but now they're not competitors. They're step siblings. And
right.
And I get it.
Bring us back though to the King and Queen in the Ring tournament.
Queen.
Right. This, of course, is a tournament at which we see the culmination of the finals of at our PLE. So looking at we've had the first round at both Raw and SmackDown last week. We'll see the quarterfinals starting tonight on Raw.
Who are the matches?
To take us through.
Who are the matches? So this
Let's go through what we've seen so far.
Okay.
Let's go through what we've seen so far real quick. So
wait, one second though. So just so everybody knows, we are recording on Monday at 1 p.m. So you're gonna get this, and some of the results will be in by the time you see this on Wednesday. But so, anyways, let's go.
But still, we want to go through the tournament.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. I think it is an example of some of the best booking that we've seen on Monday and Friday in a long time.
King of the Ring matters.
If we see or they're making it matter with the booking. Yes, exactly. And so if this is what things are going to look like in the future, I'm super excited about continuing to watch the product. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Twice a week. Let's go ahead.
I haven't really been excited about Raw. I guess really? I started getting excited about Raw, pre WrestleMania 40, but I have not been this consistently excited about Monday Night Raw in I don't remember how long. The booking is just always good.
You know what? It was so interesting. Growing up, I was a SmackDown guy.
Really?
Yeah. No. When I was younger, I was a SmackDown guy. But as I've gotten more intensely into wrestling in my adulthood, I'm a Raw person. Like I like SmackDown has felt for a long time like very labored to me to watch. But it's felt very laborsome to watch for me for a while. But I don't know. The booking on both sides of the week, at the beginning and the end of the week, has felt so good. Has been so entertaining so far. So let's look at where we've been so far.
Okay, where have we been?
And look at where we're going
King of the Ring
on Monday tonight. Yeah. So the first round of the King of the Ring tournament, we saw Gunther defeat Sheamus, which was it was just like a slimmer, meaty men slapping meat. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It wasn't quite, you know what I mean, meaty men slapping meat, but it was
meat,
slim thick, meaty men slapping meat. We saw Ilya Dragunov and Ricochet go at it, and have match of the night. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I've got thoughts. I've got thoughts, but do you want to hold? Do you want to go back?
No. Go ahead while we're at it. Go ahead while we're at it. We'll continue with the yeah.
Well, I'll just jump back one then. The meaty men slapping me type of thing. That was Sheamus. I will say this. I actually did post a video saying Sheamus is fat, or is he fat? Is he losing weight? And I'll say this. The guy's only been back a month, and yes, he did come back a little out of shape, but he's like, you can tell he's working hard. He's not making excuses, and he's almost back. Like, so
here's my thing though. For where I stand as far as wrestling is concerned. Like, I could care less. I felt personally that we are out of place for asking questions about this man's body. Is he performing? Did he bring the intensity he always brings? That's what I wanted to see. And it does look like he's leaning out again. Which cool. If that's what he wants, 100%. I just care about if the man is knocking heads off shoulders. That's all I care about. You know
and which is valid. And
right.
And I get the thing. I'm overweight, and here I am saying, "Oh, you're fat." he can.
That's what I'm saying. I know that people have said it over and over and over and over again. But
at the end of the day,
the irony of a fandom that is notorious for living in our mother's basements and being fat, having opinions about people's bodies is crazy.
Hey, but I will say this though, on the flip side, which is true, but on the flip side, if you're getting paid millions of dollars, part of wrestling, unless you're like a Bronson Reed or something, your look is part of the package. And
how do you know where his look is going? You know what I mean? And I think you're right. I think that when people pay to see a wrestling show, our podcast is always starting to something other than we intend to talk about.
Right.
But when you pay to see a wrestling show, no matter where it's, whether it's on the Indies or it's in, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, no matter where it is, you are paying to see feats of athleticism.
Exactly.
You are not necessarily paying for aesthetics.
Yeah.
You are paying to see these people perform their art.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's the whole package.
Comment on their bodies at the end of the day. I don't think so.
Well, I'm paying to see. If I'm paying to see Lex Luger, I'm not paying. I'm paying to see this guy. Lex Luger.
If you the kind of freaky boy that goes to the wrestling shows, not to see these people perform their art, but to ogle the guys' bodies. It's OnlyFans for that. That's all I'm saying.
All right, give me Sheamus's OnlyFans because I got some words to say to him.
Wild.
All right, but anyways, but I do that in not as bad as some people came at him, but at just a little maybe of the middle ground for me. But I understand where you're coming from.
And at the end of the day, even if a person holds that perspective that they are paying to see somebody with the look. Right. When we talk about wrestlers, we talk about the look and like kind of being there physically, right? Just even if that is a thing, I think that we have to get to a place as people where we communicate that stuff in ways that are less disrespectful. General. I think we have to. You know what I'm saying? I think
that is 100. That is 100% true. Yeah. Unless you're Drew McIntyre.
Right. But he's in the story.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, burger, after burger. Yeah, no, I don't want fat shaming. I don't want fat shaming from fans of wrestling.
From me, you don't want it from me.
Story, but in story, that's fine.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay,
that was an amazing promo.
So Sheamus versus Gunther, they
anyway, yes.
Those guys have had, you know, banger after banger. So this was like a very much look forward to match, and I kind of liked it. I think they ran out of time because of the way Sheamus just got submitted by a half Boston Crab, which is okay. Right. You know, it's still not bad. It's just a little like, I thought they could have done more because it was Gunther and Sheamus, and they've, you know, but that was a great match. But
I think in some way though, you have to make a recognition that Gunther, while he's no longer the IC champion, there's a difference in his dominance and what another big man can do to him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? He was running around fighting what's her name? The youth pastor. What's his name? Sami Zayn. He was running around fighting Sami Zayn. There's a difference between Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre. You know what I mean?
Is Sami Zayn a youth pastor?
No, he's not. He's not. My wife always jokes. That he looks like a youth pastor. And his music is like, yo, ska.
Yeah,
and so
I can see it.
It just gives big youth camp energy. Okay. I mess with Conrad. Sami Zayn. Anyway, continue.
The real match was Gunther's, like, his arch nemesis was in another match. A lot of, like, if you don't know, Ilya Dragunov, that dude and Gunther have gone up. I just did a video on who is Ilya Dragunov, and these guys have been feuding since, like, their European days, before anything. But in 2020 or 2019, Gunther and Ilya Dragunov had a match on NXT UK, which is NXT, but for Europe. And so a lot of people didn't catch it, and you guys should really go and watch it on YouTube if you can. So everybody who's like kind of the smart fan, we're all salivating because we had a Gunther Sheamus match. Gunther wins, and then we had a Ilya Dragunov Ricochet match. So now they're close to being able to fight. And that match, though, holy crap! Can we talk about that match?
Not to mention, so just the way we kind of are going match by match, and then we know no, you're fine. And then we know what the other match that's coming, right? Because we just talked about Drew McIntyre or Gunther and Sheamus, and then we talked about Ilya. We're talking about Ilya and Ricochet.
Yeah, they're two different brands.
Jey Uso and Finn Balor was also a match I was excited about when I first saw the announcements for the tournament. But yeah, so go into Ricochet and your boy Ilya.
Yeah, well, Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov, so Ilya Dragunov just got called up, right? He just lost the NXT title to Carmelo Hayes. He gets called up, and so now Carmelo Hayes can go and be a champion in NXT without having to worry about, you know, the former champion. And Ilya Dragunov, like, so I see this guy, right? First off, I'm not a huge NXT follower because I just don't have enough time in the day. So I see this guy, and he's doing all this stuff when he comes out, and I'm like, oh, that's reminiscent of Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay, cool, whatever. And he's just like, he's not huge, but you can tell he's just ripped, and he's just going, and his facials, he's selling. At first, I thought they were just going to, because I've heard of him, and I thought he was just going to completely destroy Ricochet, because no shade at Ricochet. I love the guy, actually, but he's not much more than a jobber to me. Every once in a while they let him win a couple matches so he can get a title shot at a pay-per-view, and but when they give the guy more than 3 minutes on Twitter, he actually can perform really well. And Ilya Dragunov and him, they were just going at it, and I was surprised that Ilya Dragunov didn't get just a squash. But God, it was amazing.
No. It was perfect booking. Because here's the thing about Ricochet: as amazing as he is, there are so often fans that they say, "Oh, he's underutilized. Oh, he's underrated," and I don't think that's the case. I think that I do think maybe he's a bit underutilized. I don't think he's underrated. I think we all know what Ricochet can do. I also think that we know that everything that he can do is useless unless he has a partner, very strong partner that he can tell stories with as he's doing all of his flippy stuff, all of his highlight stuff. You know what I'm saying? The reason he's called the highlight. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter unless you have someone as good as Dragunov, and it happens. And his specific strengths, it's so infrequent that you have somebody that he can work with like that. And you saw that the confrontation at the end of the match where Dragunov went to go shake his hand, and Ricochet was reluctant. And eventually, he comes and shakes his hand, and then he pushes him. He pushes his chest. Like, if that leads to a feud, you have me as a viewer for as long as that lasts.
Yeah,
what were you wanted to say, Ken?
I really liked it. It was definitely a case in which a loss elevated both people. It elevated. It didn't make Dragunov look bad in that he couldn't beat somebody like Ricochet. No, he made Ricochet look so good that it elevated him. Usually Ricochet either wins or he just loses, and it doesn't really nothing for anybody. But this one, everybody came out on top, and you were like, wow, Ricochet, I'm impressed, but who's this guy also? Because the intensity
to that point, I will say, since Bandana isn't here, he was just saying a couple of weeks ago that he will bring back people kicking out right after 3. You know what I mean? Like that would happen more frequently in matches. And you could tell at the end of that match that he just stole that victory. I actually think the announcer said he just stole that victory. I think Ricochet just kicked out maybe, or just wiggled out right after 3, you know?
Yeah, I like that too. I do like kick out after 3, you know, because you win, but it's like, no. Ah, man, you just.
Right. And it allows it allows the one who's defeated to retain some power, to retain some...
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you got me, but you just got me.
And it's not just the roll-up. Because the roll-up, I understand, does allow... Because a surprise roll-up. You know, you didn't win, you surprised me. But, like, you can only do that 2 times tops on a show. So, you know, the kick out at 3 is a way. So that's a very good point. But yeah,
I'm down for diversity in all parts of the story that make wrestling great, man. And another thing, and my wife is somebody who's new to wrestling, and so she picks up on things that I think that we kind of take for granted, like the amaze. She always makes fun of the looks of amazement that the wrestlers give after somebody kicks out. And it's just kind of something and so many people it's just so laughable, like the way they do it, like the way that they and she picks up on that. But if you watch this match, it's something that you have to give it to Ilya. As intensely as he responds, you believe it. You believe he's there. His commitment to what's happening draws you in and makes you feel something, which is what wrestling is about. That was a little spoiler, but
I think Can you hear me?
No. I mean, in the way, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I just mean a spoiler for our next episode. But yeah. At any rate, yeah, man. Do you have anything else to say about Ilya and Ricochet, or did you want to move to Jay and Ben?
I just feel like I was just so impressed. Maybe it would have been one of those. Maybe it was because I walked in with the bar. My bar was set a little low because I thought it was going to be a 3-minute match, but I was just I love those matches too. Those kind of matches that you're like, you know, and if you think about it, like, I was a little let down by the Sheamus Gunther match, which was good. But I was I was completely blown away by the Ilya Dragunov Ricochet match.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just really cool when you can get that, when you can still be surprised. And that's what I like, just surprised. And, you know, and it was a lot of it was a wrestling match too. And that's cool because a lot of times we're in it for the storylines or this or this or this, and they did tell a story. That's what AEW lacks, though, I feel. And I don't want to go too far on the AEW thing. It's just AEW it's just all wrestling and little promo or little story, and but this match shows you can have a lot of wrestling, but that's just one component. And I think you said that you wanted to maybe on the next podcast do what is wrestling, right?
Yeah, what is like? Or,
And so
our other conversation about what the belt is.
Yeah.
About what the belt is.
Last week's podcast, by the way.
Really kind of exposed that we have 3 very different philosophies of what wrestling is, and what makes it attractive to us as fans. And so I want us to take an opportunity to really
let's really try to do that next week.
To observe it for ourselves and say, what makes wrestling good for me, or what is good wrestling to me?
Yeah, so so there you go. Next week, guys. Hopefully next week, unless something big happens. That's what the episode's gonna be about. But we still got more to talk about.
Go back and listen to. Go back and listen to that belt podcast. But speaking of belt, you got something important behind you, don't you, Ken?
Yeah. Okay, so you see that belt right there? We're going to talk about King of the Ring. The episode's not over. I'm going to tell you guys this. If you want me to bring it out, I'll bring it out and really close up next week. But that belt is a replica, not a toy. If you comment, every comment on every video, one comment on every video enters you in a chance to win that belt. So until we hit 10,000. So 10,000 subscribers is key, which it shouldn't take too long. I got 250 subscribers just in a week. So like, honestly guys, just throw a comment, one sentence, what you think about it. Tell us what you think about King of the Ring or whatever. And you'll enter in to a drawing. Every video until I hit 10,000 will allow you another entry. But it's only one entry per video, so you can't comment 100 times on this video. I mean, you can, but you only get one entry. But if I have 100 videos until I hit 10,000 subscribers, then you can get 100 entries by commenting on each of those videos. It costs over $100. It's pretty heavy. You can knock on it. It's really cool. I've been walking around like Roman Reigns, and it's like, acknowledge me. I acknowledge that belt. So
not like Stone Cold?
No.
You got that back there, and
I know it's the wing eagled. Anyway. I know it's the wing eagled, but
yeah. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. Man, ever since. I miss Roman. But let's talk more King of the Ring, because this King of the Ring is really cool. It really matters. When was the last time a King of the Ring mattered? Like, what? Right. Kurt Angle? Really?
And they really made it matter through the booking, just through making me want to see who wins in these matches. I mean, it's not that they haven't had tournaments in a while, but the booking just hasn't been at this level in a long time.
I feel bad for Xavier Woods, because he really wanted King of the Ring since he was a boy, a kid, and his kingship sucked. And it's Vince McMahon. I'm not gonna blame everything on Vince, but I do feel like that was probably a major part of it. Poor Xavier gets to be the last of the sucky kings, but hopefully we're done with it. His partner. Kofi Rhodes just had a dark match with Rey Mysterio. Did you see who won that?
I did.
Kofi won. I don't like that it was a dark match. And I will say this: LA Knight also had a dark match with somebody. I forget. Escobar, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Santos Escobar.
And LA Knight actually said, like, let me do the actual quote if I can. So he said, looks like here it is. He said, "I appreciate everyone saying this match should have been on TV, but no need to throw live crowds under the bus. Live events are where the WWE roster has as much fun as possible. Not only having a great match, but a match with huge stakes make the live events more fun." Rocket ship. So my thing is, I really wanted to see Kofi versus Rey, because that's such a weird matchup, and that's why I love tournaments. You can get people who never wrestling each other. But LA Knight's perspective, very valid. Maybe he was towing the company line, but I don't see LA Knight doing that. Actually, I see LA Knight saying how it is. Now Miz would toe the company line, but not LA Knight. So I hope they had fun. I hope so. Kofi versus Gunther tonight, and then we were talking that Jey Uso, main event. Jey Uso fought Finn Balor last week.
Yep.
Good match. I was the thing that I didn't like about it was I do need to start finding more, like, quit jumping to the negative, but I will try to do that. You actually pointed something out to me last week that made me think that it was off air, but I kind of complained about the France crowd. I said it got a little annoying, and you were just so like, man, you are so negative. And I am. And I need to get.
It's just so good. Like, it's been so long since you've been able to see people that excited about pro wrestling. Like people forget, it was the France crowd that sang Seth Rollins music for 12 minutes, I think, or was like 20 minutes last time they went to France.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It was the Saudi Arabian crowd that let Triple H know that the fans wanted LA Knight, even though I'm not a huge LA Knight fan. Yeah, it's fun to say. Yeah, it's fun to say, but other than that, I'm not an LA Knight fan. But those foreign crowds are super impactful on superstars' careers.
Yeah,
because they let you know who's really over. They let you know who's really over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I am an LA Knight fan, but so I just want to say we have representation for LA Knight. But I will.
I'm not going dog him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, but I'm also just not a huge fan of him.
I feel. I don't want to get too off track. Maybe we'll circle back. But so what I didn't like though about the whole match was just Finn Balor's treatment. Again, I did another video. What are they doing with Finn Balor? The disrespect of Finn Balor continues. It's just he was just why are
somebody like why do you feel like Finn Balor's being? I think
you need to watch my video. Go watch the video. It's like I did it 2 days ago.
I should watch the product.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to watch the product. That's my bad.
Yeah, exactly. Go watch the video.
But check me out real quick. I'll share what I know is an alternative take to you because I don't think Finn Balor is being treated badly. I think that he's given opportunities to fight some really cool guys that he's able to do some really cool stuff with, and he's able to make $1 million. I don't think that I don't know. I don't know the guy personally, but he doesn't seem discontent to me. I think he's able. I think it's a kind of thing, and I know that Bandana would say this if he were here. I think he's the kind of guy in the WWE that made his art, and now he's just making his money.
Actually,
you know what I mean?
That is very valid. I think
Balor's.
Yeah, I had a commenter. I forget his name, but he commented, or she, I don't know. But they commented, but Finn Balor looks happy. And then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? He does actually look happy. He does look.
He looks like he's having fun. So and somebody has to lose. And
I swear to God, pay me $1 million. I'll go there and lose to every single mother, and I'll have a crap eating grin on my face. So
and we don't know what's going on with him. You know what I mean? He could have said, put me on less. Let me wrestle less. But I'll be on TV still.
But I am going to complain about Finn Balor until I hear it from his mouth that he's happy. But anyways,
that's fair.
He lost a very good match. I was looking forward to Drew McIntyre being in, but he got pulled out because of the elbow, and they added it to the CM Punk drama, which is amazing. Love that. But so Jey Uso comes and he wins. He definitely needed the win. I'm afraid though that I don't want Jey to lose anymore, though. These big-time matches. I don't want him to win. Yeah. So now...
He's still gonna, though.
He has to.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. We can talk about it later, but I wonder, some people have Jey for...
You know what I just thought?
To go all the way.
I just thought something. This starts the Dragunov feud with Gunther. Okay, so Dragunov now. So the brackets are Gunther versus Kofi, and Jey versus Dragunov. And we already said that Dragunov and Gunther have a history. So all signs lead to those two fighting, right? But they're not going to give away that on free TV. Throw that at Clash of the Castle. And so what if this happens? Gunther interferes and lets Jey win because of his past history with Dragunov, which is actually in WWE because of UK, and Triple H is willing to go back a couple of years for a storyline, and so Dragunov loses because of Gunther, which starts their feud. And then Jey Uso gets to beat Gunther because Dragunov does the same thing. And then Jey Uso gets to go and become king.
I don't know. I think that feels like a little too rote to me. That feels a little too rote. Like you kind of expect that. You just said that you want wrestling where you can still be surprised. Like I don't to
quote Simon Miller.
I got so mad watching Raw when Becky came out, and then Liv came out, and then Damage Control came out, and then Lyra Valkyrie came out, and you got this whole situation where the people that have to eventually be in a match have to fight on the same tag team first, because clearly they're going to be in like a match at King and Quick in the Arena or something.
But how do you get,
or even if it's just Monday night, next Monday night that the three of them or the six of them are in a match. It's too predictable. You know what I mean?
Jay can't lose and Gunther can't lose. And Dragunov,
Jay can lose. Jay loses all the time.
No, I'm saying,
and don't get me wrong.
I'm saying
I love him and he's over. It's just not his turn yet. I'm
saying they not his turn.
It's just not his turn. It's just not yet. It's clearly not his turn yet. They clearly aren't pushing him to actually be a main eventer.
That's the thing.
Actually be main eventer.
They should not have him here. He should just be fighting Sami Zayn then, because I'm saying storyline wise.
No, you have
his
to have
character.
A pool
he can't lose.
Of main eventers. You have to have a pool of main eventers, and someone still has to lose.
But he loses all the time.
But the same thing was true of Sami Zayn just a minute ago.
Sami Zayn can afford it.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, wins and losses, of course, don't matter in the WWE. So when it's time for Jay to get pushed, eventually he'll just start winning a bunch of matches. It's not his turn yet.
I think
it's not his turn yet.
I think it is his turn.
It's just not his turn yet. He'll get there. They clearly have intentions to put him there. You know what I mean? But I also think you can let that iron of how over he is. I think you can get a little bit hotter. I think it's on fire right now, but I think you can get it a little bit hotter before you push him all the way. And I think, and honestly, it would be cool if he took the belt off Cody. I think that would be a really.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I think that'd be very sweet.
I don't want to see that, though. Although
because of their relationship, I think that'd be very sweet.
A Jey Uso as the holder versus Roman would be fun to see, but I don't see.
And that makes Roman spin back for the belt.
Exactly.
You telling me, little cousin Jay got it.
Wait. Yeah. What? Like you just see, like, imagine he wins, right? He wins the title, and then suddenly we cut to Roman just watching it on TV saying, wait, what? You know?
Right.
I still disagree, though. I feel Jay needs to not lose. But regardless,
because I really want to get to the Queen of the Ring tournament, because I mean, up until this week, that's where my attention would have been anyway, because the booking and the performances on the women's side of the roster have been so much better. It's been so good to see engaging and booking that'll draw you on the men's side too.
I was not invested in Queen of the Ring until SmackDown. SmackDown got me invested because of two people. But we'll get there. Let's finish up SmackDown. Yeah. Let's finish up SmackDown on the men's side.
Randy Orton, and AJ Styles. And you can talk about that.
I don't like that AJ's lost like pretty much 3 in a row, but whatever.
I think that I will say very quickly, I think he's also a guy like
he don't care. He don't care.
Like Finn. No, I don't care. But
no, he don't care. AJ doesn't.
I also don't care. I also don't care about AJ Styles. But I think he's also. But I recognize his skill.
Yeah.
His accomplishment. I think he's another guy just like Finn, who's made his art and now he's making his money. I truly believe that, and that's cool with me. And he's still like delivering just in the same way Finn is. He's still delivering and I can't imagine how much the roster benefits from having folks like Finn and AJ around.
Oh yeah, 100%. So okay, we got nothing to add. Orton, he won.
So
LA Knight, Dark Knight, Dark Match, LA Knight.
No, wait. We gotta go. We have to actually saw first.
Apologize.
So we got Tama Tonga and Angelo Dawkins.
That was a horrible match because nobody thought Angelo Dawkins would win. Now, when it was Bobby Lashley, that was like, that's interesting.
Folks wanted to see that. Yeah.
I would have even said Montez Ford because he's going to be.
Right.
He'll be like, you could see like, well, what if they start his single push here? But Dawkins, we all knew. In fact, I thought this match sucked because it made the Bloodline look not as tough as they should be. But we got Tama Tonga. I am enjoying Tama Tonga, so good job on that outcome. But the setup and delivery all sucked. What else? Who's next?
So sorry. Let's see. So next we got LA Knight and Santos Escobar, which we
LA Knight.
No,
LA Knight won.
Let's back up. We missed one that we actually did see. Carmelo Hayes and Baron Corbin.
I hate Baron Corbin.
I don't hate Baron Corbin, and I gotta be honest with you. I missed his initial run, like back with the long hair. I've seen him since he's been bald. But I think he's super talented. I don't know anything about him as a person, and so I'm not like. I'll
never attack an actual wrestler person. I'll just tell you. I'll just tell you.
I guess all I'm saying is he's super talented. He, in the same way that Ricochet was able to put on one of the best performances he's had. You know what I mean, on the main roster with Ilya. And that's not disrespect. All Ricochet's done all over. But he in the WWE style, he is limited based on who he's working with way more than he has been anywhere else. That's what I mean to say. I want to put all respect that I can on Ricochet's name. But in the same way, what match were we talking about?
Yeah, exactly. The forgettable Baron Corbin.
But Baron Corbin and Carmelo Hayes, I think you can maximize what Carmelo's able to do with an opponent like Baron. This is the third match we've seen from Carmelo on the main roster where it's looked like there's been a big like miscommunication or and I don't want to call it a botch because that feels extreme, and I like Carmelo a lot, but there was just like a little hiccup at the end of their match.
He's getting his feet wet. Don't give Carmelo a belt in the next 6 months because he's not there yet, but he is ready. Like, you get what I'm saying? And don't start jobbing the guy out either. Like, he's just not fully there.
And I don't want to what's the word? I don't know. I'm not trying to bring any negative attention to the guy because I think he's amazing. You know what I'm saying? I think he's amazing. He's one of my favorite guys wrestling currently. But it just when you're watching wrestling and trying to suspend disbelief, it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that when the guy says he never misses. And then he keeps missing.
Yeah. He just that's all I'm saying. It looks like they hopefully they don't second guess themselves, be like, oh, did we call him up too soon?
I hope not.
Because you know what? Like, hey,
push him. He's one of the best guys
wrestling.
He's one of the best guys wrestling.
Get him on the live events a little more with the upper talent of WWE. Have him fighting like a Gunther on the live events. Someone that can.
I mean, you gotta remember he was the one who wrestled Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
When he was coming back, you know what I'm saying? And so you have to. That's the kind of trust the company has.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure.
They clearly recognize. Yeah. Right. All I'm saying is they recognize the talent he is. You know what I mean?
And but Baron Corbin, he has go away heat with me. Right? I don't love to hate this guy. I just hate this guy. And so, But I've heard a lot of people say, like, oh, you don't understand how good of a ring talent he is to be working with.
No, I think it's amazing. I think it's great.
To me, though,
I love to see Baron and Ilya.
I love
to see Baron and Ilya.
I'll watch Ilya, but for me, I almost disassociate when I see Baron Corbin. That's how much I do not like this guy. And it might be because, again, you can watch one of my videos, one of my earlier videos. 2019 WWE sucked, and Baron Corbin was the face of 2019. I get it.
Mark my words that those two matches that we're talking about, Ilya and Ricochet, and then
Carmelo
and Baron Corbin. If you switch those two opponents, like Ricochet and Baron would have an absolute banger to that. You know what I mean? Same thing with the other two opponents with Carmelo and Ilya, man. Which they did.
I'll watch the Carmelo match. You watch the Baron match. How about that? Okay, but so they had the right. I think SmackDown picked all the right winners, though. Nobody won that shouldn't have won. Nobody won that should have won or lost that should have lost. The Raw side had a little more unpredictability to it, which is cool too. And now the women's match, the Raw women's match, I have almost no recollection of. I did not care about any of them.
You were tripping. Let's go. Anyway, I know we said it already in the video, but LA Knight beat Santos Escobar and Kofi Kingston beat Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
And for the quarterfinals that we will see tonight, these are the matches we're looking forward to. Or tonight and Friday, we'll see Gunther versus Kofi Kingston. We'll see Jay versus Ilya. We'll see Randon versus Carmelo. And we'll see LA Knight versus Tama Tonga this week. And that takes us into the first round of the Queen of the Ring tournament.
Okay, talk about it. I'll remember.
We talk about Io Sky and Natalya, which I agree with you on Io Sky and Natalya. I don't usually want to see Natalya wrestle anybody.
Yeah.
I love to watch. I think Io's great, but this was one that you just kind of had to get through. For me, Lyra Valkyrie versus Dakota Kai. I enjoyed this match a ton.
I just haven't. I guess it's the AEW effect. I haven't connected with them, so they don't. So their awesome moves don't matter as much. A move at a 10 without a connection is like a 6, 7.
Mm-hmm. Got you. So I'm gonna say like what stood out to me about, because I haven't watched Lyra wrestle a ton. What stood out to me about her was her striking style.
Okay.
I don't usually love wrestlers who primarily strike and kind of like that's their specialty, but I really appreciate it with her, and I'm excited to see more of what she does with that. I can see her putting on some bangers. I appreciated what she did with Becky in NXT.
Yeah.
Becky may not be one of my favorite wrestlers, but she truly does elevate other folks.
Yeah,
in the same way that an AJ Styles, in the same way that a Finn Balor does. She, and not just in the way of making them look good by selling their moves really well, but really it seems like she brings something out of them. She brings an intensity that brings out an intensity in her.
I hate that there's a part of the internet community that calls her Becky Hogan, because I do not believe.
No, I call her Becky Hogan. She 100% is.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think 100%. I think that I don't want to talk about this.
All right, let's go back.
Becky Hogan.
we have to talk about it.
I am able to recognize what she brings.
Okay, well that's good. Then you have a 50-50 standpoint. I don't like the Becky Hogan thing, but let's keep talking about Queen of the Ring.
So Zoe Stark and Ivy Nile. Actually, I'm always glad to see Ivy out there doing her thing. I'm not the biggest Zoe Stark fan. I've watched her a ton. But there's just something about her character that's like missing something to me. Her character is a little generic, and I'm not quite. She's one of those wrestlers that I'm not quite sure what their thing exactly is.
Yeah, I feel that.
Do you get that too, or do you have a better idea of
these characters
she's projecting?
Again, these characters haven't really been fleshed out for me yet. I'm not connecting. It's the SmackDown women. Once you get to SmackDown and talk about Queen of the Ring, I'm gonna get a little more. Whoa, yeah. But right now, I'm just like, okay, it's just like, let's just get this over with, because I'm not connecting with them, and like, whose fault is that? I don't know. Somebody's. Is it the writers? Is it the wrestlers? It don't matter. The fact is, I'm not connecting with them yet.
So, of course, in that first match, Io defeated Natalya. In that second match, Lyra defeated Dakota, which I appreciate Dakota, and she's also somebody whose gear I appreciate. You got Zoe Stark defeating Ivy Nile, which I think was a good idea. Ivy Nile put off a really cool Super Bulldog, which I think.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I remember that.
With. Yeah, that was really cool. I appreciated that. So you have Bianca Belair and Candice LeRae. That was the kind of situation you just look at it and you're like, okay, like.
Well,
they just let Bianca go ahead and get her out of the way.
Yes, but I think the storytelling of the leg getting injured is going to play.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's going to play into it. And
thanks for remembering that. And
yeah, I think it's going to go back to Bret Hart, 92 King of the Ring, even though he had to fight throughout the entire night and they split it up over nights. Bret Hart had an injury the whole time, and he had to keep fighting through it. And so now Bianca, if they just, I really hope tonight's match is focused on her leg, and they just keep focusing, and I want that to be her story, coupled with the real person who, if they don't make her win, if they do not make her win.
You know who she's facing tonight, right?
Who?
Tiffany Stratton. So that's just that's wild business right there. You know?
Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill?
No. Versus Bianca, because Bianca of course has the injured leg.
Yeah. No, I thought you were saying like Bianca, the person who I want to win is Jade Cargill, but
for Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, gotcha. And okay, so this is what I was hoping would happen. I was hoping this. So they focus on the Bianca leg, right? But she makes it to the point where I don't want Gunther and Dragunov to fight in King of the Ring. I want them to hold that off. But I want Cargill and an injured Bianca to fight here. Because I want Cargill to beat Bianca, but I want Bianca to have a legitimate excuse. And I want it's to set up their feud in the future. These two are money. And I want this to be the beginning of their I want this to be the first.
That's a terrible beginning to their feud. I'm sorry to disagree on all
No, I love it. I love it.
That's a terrible beginning to their feud.
Why?
That's over. I mean, because it's just like they're friends just because, I don't know. Not even because of that. It's just, once again, predictable. It's just predictable.
Hey, sometimes 1 plus 1. To quote Simon Miller, 1 plus 1 is
not only that. But we'll see. Tonight, Bianca faces
Friday.
Or I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. On Friday, Bianca faces one of the premier talents in all of the WWE.
That's a tough one to call.
So we'll see how that's what I'm saying. And so we'll see.
Because Tiffany Stratton.
And they are bringing the leg into it, I feel like, as a big story point. So.
Oh, that's a tough one. Tiffany Stratton. I feel she needs victories, but I think she can still lose to Bianca.
I agree with you. I think that if they go with Bianca winning over Tiffany
can't lose again though until her title match with Tiffany. After tonight, Tiffany can never lose again until she becomes champion.
Man, I'm so glad you don't book you wrestling. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you don't
Tiffany
book.
Stratton.
Jesus Christ.
Tiffany Stratton needs to have victories.
Next week, we are going to sit down and talk about what makes wrestling engaging to us. I am so excited for this episode. I really want to know. I don't understand sometimes with these guys what makes wrestling interesting to them. So we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about it. What makes it anyway.
Okay.
It's different than what I was.
Yeah. I love that though, that we're different. Yeah. We can laugh about it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I really do hope that Bianca wins tonight. Mm-hmm. But if Tiffany wins, I will not be sad. Let's say it that way. Because I don't connect with anybody on Raw, almost.
You said you hope who wins tonight?
Bianca. But if...
Oh, no, Bianca. Like you said, she fights on...
Friday.
Yeah.
I really hope Bianca wins. However, if Tiffany wins, I'll be just as happy. Or maybe Bianca wins, it's a 10.
Same, actually.
Bianca wins, it's a 10. Tiffany wins, it's a 9.5. But the person...
That's about what I would say.
The person who I really want to win... Wait, no. Bianca, 10. Tiffany, 9.5.
Okay, then just making sure we're in order.
Just so you guys know, I'm dyslexic. So a lot of times I'll say something mixed up, and I won't even process that I said it mixed up. Because
I think you said it right, though. I was just making sure.
Okay. Yeah, because I want Bianca to win. But I want Tiffany to really go at that leg. I want Bianca to be really hurt throughout the entire Queen of the Ring. And to overcome odds, though. Not just because I want her hurt. And then Jade Cargill. Let's not talk about Jade yet, because that's my winner.
We have to. We actually
isn't there someone else?
Flipped them in order. We actually flipped them in order.
Okay, let's talk Jade.
It was Jade Cargill and Piper Niven, and then Bianca and I can't even Candice LeRae.
I was shocked that Jade actually had a match. Because here I was thinking she's tag team champion with Bianca because
such a good one.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was a good match.
The storytelling throughout I love Piper Niven, and I don't think that up until this point that she's been used to her full potential. Same thing with Chelsea Green, honestly.
Yeah,
it's interesting that it's not interesting because I know they have history outside of the WWE, but I feel like Chelsea Green and Piper Niven have both been underutilized. But it's nice to see Piper getting TV time in singles matches. It's nice to see her having good matches. You know what I'm saying? And
this was awesome and amazing. It was like,
for sure.
I was convinced that Jade wasn't ready for a singles push because they put her with Bianca. I thought that was brilliant. Let them pair up and get the experience. She gets some, but she was by herself. And that was a good match. And now Piper Niven is a pro and a vet, so I'm sure she did carry the match a little, or maybe led the dance. But I'm sorry, but Cargill, if she performed like that, if that's her level right now, I'm ready for a singles run because I think she'll get better stuff. I think she's ready. If that is it, if she can perform tonight,
wait. I think she is ready for a match with Piper Niven on Friday night.
It impressed me. Don't make her the title holder just yet.
That's what I think. I think she's ready for a match on SmackDown with Piper Niven.
I'm just saying this. Like,
I think she's amazing. I really want them to, as they've done so far, kind of set her up for success. I think that I'm glad that I'm impressed. You know what I mean? I am entertained. I am engaged by, you know what I'm saying, the showing that they had. And they had one of the best showings of the night.
Yeah.
Definitely top five matches of the tournament so far for me.
My expectations were low. I thought she was going to Goldberg her, and she didn't. She actually had a match.
Yeah, I'm so glad they didn't do that to my dog. I'm so glad they didn't do that to my dog, Piper Niven. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm glad that Jade ended up getting the shine. Like, as soon as I saw them together, I was like, that Jaded move, I think that's what it's called. Where she kind of, I was like, that's going to look crazy with Piper.
Oh, you know who also impressed me and who's been impressing me a lot lately? So,
what's that?
No matter what, Jade's like, I want her going all the distance. She's the queen. Yeah. But, who did Naomi fight? Nia Jax. Nia Jax has been impressing me.
I want to see Nia Jax and Tiffany and Tiffany Stratton in a tag team.
Oh, listen to my new ringtone.
Oh, that's the Romans.
Yeah. Okay, so I
want to see Nia Jax and Tiffany in a tag team. They have great chemistry on TikTok, and I know, but like a super athletic high flyer kind of sort. She's not like a high flyer, but you know she has the moonsaults and the flippy flips.
Yeah,
you know, and a solid ground worker. You know what I mean?
It's
I love to see that connection between those two.
Nia Jax is doing moves like, I know she has a reputation, but like since she's come back, she has lost some weight, but she's still like, you know, a very imposing person. And she's a lot safer. I'm not hearing of any injuries. I mean, I'm seeing like the nuances of her, like how she like her like facial expressions towards the crowd and her body language, her confidence on the mic, little things. Like, I really like Nia Jax now. Like, I did not care about Nia Jax her first run, but this run, I'm actually really engaging with her, and I really, like, it's unfortunate that she has to lose to Jade Cargill, but, you know, whatever. I really do like what she's doing, and I do hope that they give her a run, a big run. But I could see a Tiffany Nia run being really good, because they could kind of do the Alexa Bliss Nia run from way back when, but not so much, and make it more of a real friendship than just I'm using you because you're, you know, my bodyguard. And that would allow, because, you know, once Nia gets the title, it's like, like, she's one of those people that don't need the title. She should get it here and there, but she doesn't need it.
I think I'd like to see her character developed a bit more. Like I'd like to, just in the same way that we were talking earlier, I'd like to see to have a better idea who I'm watching, why I should feel some kind of way about her if it's that she's trying to draw anger out of us as a heel. I'd like to see more of that.
Try to go back. I'm talking recent.
Based on who she is.
Yeah, try to go back, and I'm talking recent, not like her first run or anything. If you could just look up some like quick Nia Jax interviews or something, that's where she's really coming across. And she doesn't get a lot of airtime, but when she does, she uses it. Or when you watch when she's coming out of the ring or the crap talk that.
Like no, I mean I've seen an experience Nia Jax. It's just never really felt like a well-defined, like other than I mean, and strong. Like, it doesn't feel like there's much beyond that. Like, I also, like, you know, Nia Jax used to be a model, and not that you have to bring physical appearance into everything, because I think that one of the great things about wrestling is somebody, like, you can, like, there are performers who, regardless of what their aesthetic appearance looks like, are just so lauded and appreciated for the skill they built over the years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's part of what makes wrestling great to me. But I guess I mean to say, like, but not that you have to bring specifically a woman's physical appearance and everything. But you know, she was a model before she became a wrestler, and so I'd like to see some development in her character towards and closer to Tiffany's character, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like it makes natural sense to me. You know what I mean? Especially if you pair them together.
I feel you. And but I don't know, for some reason I do connect with I do have a connection with Nia. I care when she's on
same.
And so so Raw Queen of the Ring I didn't really care about, but SmackDown Queen of the Ring I'm very invested in. Look who I just talked about. I have Nia Jax, who I really want to see go forward. I have Cargill, who I want to win. I got Bianca, who I want to see in a hurt storyline that like really goes forward. But so Queen of the Ring on the SmackDown side, perfect. What they're doing is perfect. But the Raw side, for me. And men's side, I think the SmackDown men's side was kind of but the Raw side, perfect.
Let's keep going. So we can finish up. We got Nia Jax defeating Naomi, which we talked about a little bit. We didn't talk about the actual match. Yeah. Always, I think real quick, just to make sure we get it in. Not just to make sure we get it in. I want to talk about it. Naomi, I think, is another person in that kind of just in the space that they the space that they bring or what they bring. Like, it's somebody who is solid and knowledgeable, you know what I mean, and super talented, and has a super deep bag that I think people don't really like to acknowledge. But she has a super deep bag of as far as her moveset is concerned.
You're probably gonna hate this. But like, I want her to get rid of the dancing gimmick.
Hold on, wait.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, just watch your mouth. All right, go ahead.
Well, I want her to get rid of the dancing gimmick and start caring about losing, because she's so much better than she's presented as. Yeah, she's presented as like, oh, really talented and athletic, but like, okay, where are the victories?
She's a performer.
I want the wins
in a place that unless you are currently getting a push, wins and losses don't matter.
Well, then I want to push.
You gotta remember. You're basically all up until when Seth became champion, it was loss after loss after loss after loss.
True.
After loss. Because he wasn't getting a push. And then when he was getting a push, when they made him the champion, it was a win. And so I don't know. I just see it as she's going to work. She's going to work and being on TV.
They're making me not care about her, though, because I just know when she comes out, she gets the pop, and then she's going to lose.
But maybe that's a difference between me and you, because I don't necessarily care. Like, wins and losses mean less to me than the story told. Like, it's kind of like what John says about the belt. Like, the story makes the win or loss matter, not the other way around. The win or loss doesn't make the story.
Oh, then I want her in the story.
Like, okay, yeah. That makes sense to me.
Because to me, and the WrestleMania thing, that wasn't a story to me either. I just feel that I just don't like when I see very talented people. Because, like, Finn Balor, I don't even like Finn Balor, to tell you the truth. But I can see the talent of the guy. Like,
but everybody can't get a push at the same time, though.
Yeah, but the problem is,
it's like you have a almost
here's the problem.
Loaded roster.
You're right, but here's the problem. Finn Balor did a run-in for 3 backlashes in a row. Mm-hmm. He hasn't had a match, but he's been on 3 run-ins on Backlash. The dude's just been floundering for over 3 years. Same with Naomi. The woman quit. Quit WWE because they were like treating her bad, and she comes back, and what'd she get? Like a cool Royal Rumble entrance.
But when they say that when you say that they were treating her bad,
they were treating her not bad, but like.
What was it about? Why did she really leave? You know what I mean?
Well, they never really fully said, but
was it about wins and losses, or was it about an employee experiencing mistreatment by their job?
Probably not the mistreatment one. Probably not the mistreatment one.
How you know?
I don't. But
I think to me, the way that those ladies and we can definitely do some more research so that we know and we're not spreading misinformation. To me, the way that those young ladies left when they did, it seemed like they were unhappy with their treatment by their employee. Not that it was like a we're not winning enough, or you know what I'm saying?
Well, no. It might have been like it could be both though. If I come to you as like I don't know, saying like, hey, I'm not getting the respect that I deserve, and the respect might be I'm more talented and I've been here longer. I should get more respect in the ring. But
everybody is. Here's my thing, and I think they know this, and so I don't. This is why I don't think it was that for them. Everybody knows that they are. Let's not get too far off topic. We can have we gotta go back because we're at an hour. Topic. All right, so let's finish.
To put a bow in it.
To put
a bow in it. All I wanted to say is that I feel I would just love for her to be in a real storyline with passion involved. When I say passion, I mean like I really hate somebody and it's a feud. Because I do not care about Naomi right now, and that's a shame because I recognize her greatness.
But I don't know. That makes you the problem in pro wrestling for me. Because
maybe
I don't need somebody to be winning or to have a belt to matter. Like she went out there and dug in her deep bag of moves and put on a great performance. And then it just so happens that at the end of it, she doesn't win. But
you were talking about predictable. You were talking about predictable earlier. This is predictable.
And that's not predictable.
Yeah, it is.
Sure. You know what? You know what's predictable about my favorite wrestlers is that independent of what the written result of the match is going to be, they are going to put on a damn good performance, and they're going to make sure that I get my money's worth as a fan. I never think about it that way because wrestling is such art. But no, she's doing exactly what I like about Naomi. She's doing what makes her one of my favorite wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? She's digging in that deep bag of a moveset she has. She's putting on for the culture in everything from her gear to the way she presents in general. And that's all I can ask for her. If they didn't write for her to win, I mean that is what it is.
She has no character.
I got to see one of my favorite performers perform.
I only want to see my favorite performers perform if they've retired for 10 years because she has no character. Tiffany Stratton has a character, and Naomi doesn't.
I don't think she doesn't have a character. I agree that it's not like. I don't know. I think that she has a pretty recognizable gimmick that's been kind of similar throughout her entire career. Like if I had to like make it very simple and big and not really put a lot of thought behind it, I would say that she has a rave gimmick. You know what I mean? And before she kind of had a funk gimmick, sort of kind of like a funk group gimmick. Yeah, what I'm saying is her gimmick's always been based around music and dancing. No, it's amazing. People love it. My sister doesn't even watch WWE, but she knows who Naomi is because she sees herself as a black woman portrayed in wrestling. Do you hear what I'm saying? She doesn't know any other wrestler. She knows Stone Cold and Naomi. You see what I'm saying?
Well, Naomi's still gonna be a black woman regardless. I want to see some character though.
What I'm saying is that as a black woman who is a wrestler, because she's not the only black woman that's a wrestler. My sister doesn't know Bianca Belair. My sister doesn't know any other woman I can name. She doesn't know Jade Cargill. She doesn't know if you go over. She doesn't know Jordynne Grace. right? She doesn't know anybody, right? But because of her glow gimmick, because of the way that she does her wigs, my sister is aware of her because specifically wig culture is big for some African American folk. You see what I'm saying? And so she just because she doesn't matter to you if she's not winning doesn't mean there aren't folks who aren't just happy to see her perform and beat.
Well,
just because of what she brings.
Then can we give her some victories while she has a wig on? Because I want to see
her time for a push.
She's been here 10 years. It's her turn. It is her turn. It is her turn. She's been here forever. She has been here forever.
And she will. And the only reason I say that is because I believe she will. I don't think that as far as her, I don't think that she's done having achievements in the WWE. And we don't know what these people are asking for. Some folks ask to be on TV less if they can.
Okay, but until we know, we can say
no. Yes. It's not until we know.
Yes,
I'm just saying from a perspective of I'm not gonna say it unless I know at all. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? That's
okay,
all I'm saying.
But I'm going to tell you, no matter what, who I want pushed and who's not. That's what the point of YouTube is.
That's fair. You can say, I want her to have a push. You can, but like complaining, oh, she doesn't matter to me unless she's having a push.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did not say.
She doesn't use.
I did not fully say that.
I'll let the viewers rewind the tape. I'll let the viewers rewind the tape and see you say it.
Rewind it, and then viewers, can you put a timestamp in where I said that?
I can't wait for all the time. You said, baby, you said she doesn't matter to you right now. You literally said that.
I mean that she doesn't matter to me. Okay, there's.
Cool, and you just said it again. Now there's two timestamps. If you can identify both of the timestamps and do all the rest of what he said to get to enter the raffle for the belt.
Yeah, then he just commented.
We're gonna add some wrestling figures in the bundle of your winning.
All right, but you're shipping that.
All right. No, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you so you can ship it with the belt.
All right, well, we do got to wrap this up. So that was very lively. Some people would be like, oh my God, are those guys fighting? And maybe we were, but we still appreciate each other, and I acknowledge all of your opinions, and I'm thankful actually because I don't like the echo chamber. I don't like the echo chamber when I'm just like, hey, I like this, and then the echo comes back. I like it too. Everyth's great. Your opinion is only matters. So we are.
Perfect. Yeah.
I think even though earlier in the episode I said we're going to put this out on Wednesday, if I can, I'm going to try to get it out today before Raw since it's such a heavy King of the Ring talking, whatever. And next episode's going to be a great one. Hopefully Bandana joins us. He had to work, whatever. It's going to be about our perspectives on wrestling. Like, what is wrestling? Because everybody has. Obviously, here we are having disagreements. What is wrestling to me? What is wrestling to you? And what is wrestling to John? And maybe you guys could throw in the comments, what is wrestling to you guys as well? You could do that here, and maybe we could take some of those comments and talk about them next week. Or you could just do it next week, and we can talk about them next week. But overall, King of the Ring, it matters again. It matters again. The booking is awesome. The booking is amazing. I appreciate every single one of you. Jeremy, do you want to say anything before we leave?
Just thanks for watching. If you're watching, tell your friends. Bring your friends.
Yeah, bring your friends. Bring your friends. Like what he said, because we're just keep growing. The channel is at 3,000 subscribers right now, and we're just to the moon, baby. To the moon. I acknowledge every single one of you. I acknowledge the future King of the Ring. Like, I hope you acknowledge the subscribe button. Don't forget to comment for your chance to win the Winged Eagle. Guys, girls, have a great day.